Oh my god guys, we are now already in December. Do you all remember last year, last 2 years, last 3 years, I can say that every year this disaster called December flood phenomenon happened in Malaysia. The real question is, this year, will we face that disaster again? And are we ready?
Roads affected by the flash floods were lower. The flood situation during the monsoon season at the year might be worse than in 2021.
Hello guys, my name is Nora Azli Izati binti Azali and I will be presenting about the flood phenomenon in Malaysia. But first, do you all know what is flood? Flood usually happens when an excess of water submerges the normally dry ground. And according to a statistic by the National Disaster Management Agency, floods have become the most frequent disaster ever happened in Malaysia. And it usually occurs to the states in the east coast of Malaysia. But now, floods have started to occur frequently in the state of Selangor, the city of Kuala Lumpur, and other states as well. Hence, it is crucial for us, the Malaysians, to know what is actually the main causes of flood and the consequences that we might have to bear. So without further ado, let us moving on to the causes of flood. What are the actual causes of flood? Should we just blame it on the weather? Apart from the continuous rains that result in the frequent flooding, there must be several causes that are difficult to be solved. By referring to this pie chart, a study was conducted on the public perception regarding the causes of frequent floods in Malaysia, which identified 6 potential explanations. The main cause of flood, which is shown by 28% in the chart, is having a poor and insufficient drainage system. Pollution be the second factor that takes up to 20%. Moreover, 18% is due to poor urban management and 16% is due to the environmental factors. This shows that it is very important to keep the drains clean of debris and trash that can clog the drains and disrupt the water to flow smoothly as it should. This is because clogged drains subsequently will create pollution, which can then result in flash floods. Based on the chart, it can be seen that the rainy weather is not actually the main cause. Heavy rain is seen as only 11% of the cause of floods. However, a very prolonged heavy rainfalls can cause monsoon floods, which are different from flash floods. Monsoon floods are those that often occur in the eastern states of Malaysia, such as at Kelantan, Terengganu, Pahang, and Western Sarawak, and it usually occurs in the early November and can be until March the next year. The river flows during monsoon floods can take up to a week to return to normal levels, which is different with flash floods, which occur in areas with rapid development and due to rapid rise of water levels and improper drainage system. And for flash floods, it may only take a few hours for the water flow to recede back to normal levels. Floods in Malaysia are caused by various factors and not just rains, most of which are caused by human irresponsibility to the environment. Now that we know the causes of flood, what is then the effects and the losses that the victim has to bear? Let's analyze the consequences and damages to the victims after all the flood disasters that happen every year, especially the most recent monsoon flood that happened in mid-December last year, 2021. It must be very traumatizing and tiring, especially for the monsoon flood victims to face this disaster every year, and mainly the cost of recovery that needs to be done after the flood, which may only last a year before being damaged by the next flood disaster. A survey has been carried out by Department of Statistics of Malaysia to assess the impact of flood that hit Malaysia on mid-December 2021 in the states that involved. According to the chart, several categories have been divided on the overall losses from the latest monsoon flood, which resulted in losses of up to RM 6.1 billion. It can be seen that the public assets and infrastructure suffered the greatest losses, accounting for 33% of the total losses and a loss of about RM2 billion, followed by living quarters that bear losses for about RM1.6 billion. Other than that, vehicles that takes up for about RM1 billion, also manufacturing damages takes up to RM0.9 billion, then premises also have been destroyed and bear losses around RM0.5 billion. Lastly, agriculture that also impacted and losses about RM90.6 million. This survey was conducted in 17 districts in 6 states that were involved in floods in December 2021. The flood also has caused 48 deaths in total. After being hit by floods every year, the district and state must have come up with various solutions and strategies to deal with the floods phenomenon. This is also important to minimize the impact of losses and to avoid any life lost. This year, government has made an yearly preparations by activating the role of the District Disaster Management Committee called JPBD in all locations at risk. This committee will focus on rescue work and deliver aid to flood locations and manage victims to temporary shelters. About 6,010 shelters for the victims have been activated in all risky locations, which can house almost 1.6 million victims. Based on the analysis, it can be seen that flood disasters are very dangerous and invite huge losses. It is also seen that the government's strategy is focused on how to save victims. However, same losses as previous years might still be repeated due to lack of strategy to improvise the main causes of flood. In a nutshell, it is crucial for the government and the public to understand why the flood in Malaysia became like a tradition that visits us every year. It is very clear that the main cause is the improper and insufficient drainage system that disturb the water flow. Hence, aside from the government, the publics also need to play their role right and do not throw garbage everywhere to avoid the clogged drains. Before I end this speech, I want to remind and invite everyone to let's control what we can control. We definitely cannot control the weather, but we can be a responsible person with common sense. Let's not risk the life of others because of our irresponsible tricks. Together, we can make the impossible possible. Let's end this speech here until we meet again. That's all from me. Thank you.